Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jen Trepic, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week, we're talking about Promix protein bars. And I learned about these from a friend of mine. So she said they tasted pretty good, which was a plus. And then she told me that she found them because a fitness instructor that we've both taken classes with was the one who eats them and mentioned them. And so I had very high hopes for these. I put them on my list for us to look at, and I'm excited. So let's look at them together. So now the first thing I did is I went to their website. So the website says, no artificial anything. Try the world's cleanest supplements and snacks. Now, this is quite a claim. And in order to keep all of this to a Nutrition Nugget bite-sized bonus episode of content, we're going to focus only on the protein bars. So, okay, I keep scrolling on the website. The homepage, I want to learn a little bit more about, what their story is, why they came from. So when I scroll down the website on the homepage, they have a section that says root values. Okay, then it says the highest quality ingredients at fair prices, measured success, detail-oriented beyond the basics. So 100% GMP certified facilities and batch testing. So GMP is good manufacturing practices. Yes, I would hope so. Then it says 67% less carbon, 94% of ingredients are sourced from North America, 1% of sales are committed to 1% for the planet. Okay, very nice. Then it says consciously made in North America, know what's inside and where it came from. And they show where ingredients came from. Bottom line, it's either North America or China. And they differentiate between where something was grown and where something was processed. The China piece is a little challenging, but we don't really know enough to draw any conclusions. And I'm a big fan of, pick your battles. So I'm going to keep going. I'm still very hopeful. Okay, finally, it says expertly crafted products that reflect Albert's years of work with collegiate to Olympic athletes. Okay, so this gives us a bit of a clue for what we might find here, given that this is targeted to athletes. And then if you want to, you can go click around the site. You can learn more about the founder's background and some of that kind of stuff. So now, honestly, all of this sounds lovely. I want to look at the nutrition facts of the bars to see if they might work for those of us who are not necessarily college or Olympic athletes. But by the way, based on that, it makes sense to me that a fitness instructor would have these or really like them. So, okay, now I click on the section that's about the bars. So they have whey protein bars and vegan protein bars. So let's start with the whey ones. So it says curb cravings and support recovery. I just want to point out, their claims are compliant with what we are allowed to say about products and supplements and things like that, according to the FDA and the FTC. So again, I'm remaining very hopeful. I looked at the vanilla flavor. That's the one that they show first. So I feel like, they do have quite a few flavors. I'm actually curious to taste the snickerdoodle. Anyway, okay. So looking at the whey protein puff bar in vanilla, nutrition facts. Serving size is 1 bar, 150 calories, 3 grams of fat, of which it's 2.5 grams of saturated fat. Then we have 17 grams of carbs, which breaks down into 5 grams of fiber, 4 grams of total sugar, including 3 grams of added sugar, and then 15 grams of protein. So taking a pause here to just assess this piece. Not bad, right? 3 grams of fat is pretty good. It works with our old rule of 5 for reading labels. So by the way, you can go back to our reading labels episodes for more on the rule of 5. 15 grams of protein is 2 ounces. So this is a snack. This is not a meal. I don't love the carbs. So we want to think about when we're using them. So this is a snack, not a meal. The carbs piece. So it's 5 grams of fiber, which I like, especially as a snack. I just want to point out that with the 5 grams of fiber, it's probably not our best bar for pre or post workout, right? At that time, normally we're looking for just protein on its own. And then the net carb piece. So net carbs here is 12, which is a bit higher than we typically be looking for in a single food or a single packaged food. But with that said, again, I like that it's 5 grams of fiber. That's actually, not always what we find. Again, speaking to our rule of 5. But so again, I think, interesting as a snack. I'm curious about the sweetener. I'm curious about what the sources are even for the fat and some of these other things. So that brings us to the ingredients. So the first ingredient is their Promix whey protein puffs, which are made of whey protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, tapioca starch, calcium carbonate, sunflower lecithin. The next ingredient is marshmallow, which is made of tapioca syrup, tapioca fiber, glycerin, filtered water, inulin, vanilla extract, agar, egg whites, and sea salt. And then the last ingredient is the coconut oil. By the way, I should say a lot of these are noted as organic ingredients. And then a little further down, it says no GMOs, no gums, no soy, no corn, no gluten, no stevia, no artificial colors. So I'm in on a lot of that. I agree. I think I like the ingredients. Like the sweetener I see is glycerin. Agar, you may be less familiar with. It's kind of like a gelatin in terms of its use or function, but it doesn't have any flavor. People will often ask about the sunflower lecithin. So it's used here in the protein puffs. I don't hate it. My guess is they're not using a ton of it. I am more concerned about a sunflower oil that's then heated. So I don't know. We can see there. I think probably it's used in a relatively small amount here. So you can decide if these things become a yay or nay for you, but I think this is a pretty quality product. And then, I don't know. I mean, maybe not necessarily eat every day, right? We sort of think about that in terms of all of our bars and supplements in these kinds of ways, the things that are less whole food. But again, they serve a purpose, and this might be a great one. So I wouldn't avoid this bar. I think it could be an awesome choice as a snack for most of us to keep around. But this also makes me curious about the vegan protein bar. So with the vegan protein bar, it says 10 grams of complete organic protein. So remember, with protein, the word complete means that it contains all 9 of the essential amino acids. So that makes me think that they're using pea protein, is my guess. And because I want to know if I'm right, let's start with the ingredients. So, all right, ingredients. Promix vegan protein puffs is the first ingredient, made with pea protein. I was right. And rice flour. Okay, then it says the French vanilla flavored drizzle. So the other one didn't have a drizzle. This one has a drizzle. It's made of cane sugar, sustainable palm oil, vanilla extractives, sunflower lecithin, and salt. Then it has tapioca fiber, glycerin, pea protein isolate, tapioca syrup, filtered water, sunflower oil, coconut oil, agar, organic vanilla extractives, chickpea, and sea salt. So before we look at the numbers, the ingredient list here is not my favorite. I don't like it as much as the other one. I like the whey protein one better. This one has more sweeteners, more oils, and not my favorite oils. But also with that said, that doesn't necessarily mean that this is a no-never product either. This one is still GMO and gluten-free and no artificial flavors. So now let's look at the nutrition facts. So the nutrition facts of the vegan French vanilla protein puff bar from Promix. Serving size 1 bar, 160 calories, 4 grams of fat, which is 2.5 of which is saturated fat, 22 grams of carbs that break down into 4 grams of fiber, 6 grams of sugar, all of which are added sugar, and 10 grams of protein. So with the numbers, 10 grams of protein is more like a little over an ounce, like maybe 1.5 ounces of protein kind of. So again, a snack size amount, but even less than the whey protein. 4 grams of fiber is okay. I like the 5 grams and the whey protein better, especially as a snack. The net carb here is 18, which is essentially double our typical max for like a single food. So I think it's the same thing of like when I would use this. Also, again, more of a snack rather than pre or post workout. And neither one of these is a sufficient meal. I would say if I ate the vegan one, it would probably last me about like an hour, maybe 90 minutes before I need to eat again. And then on the whey protein one, I think I could get 2 hours before I would need to eat again from the whey protein one. All in though, as far as bars go, I'm impressed. You know, when I heard about them, I was hopeful. And for the most part, they really check out. And of course, you know, given this week's episode that was all about fitness, I wanted to talk about these today because I learned about them from, you know, a fitness connection. So anyway, there you have it, the Promix protein bars. Well, as always, everybody, I'm your host, Jen Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram or all social media. I'm at Jen Trepeck, JenNTrepeck. Website is asaladwithasideofries.com. Pick your platform, send a message. I want to hear from you, your ideas, your takeaways, your questions. This is also the easiest way to learn more about working with me as your health coach, whether you're ready to start now ahead of the holidays or you want to get on the ball for January and the new year. I am here for you. Sarah Thomas, thank you again for joining us. And friends, if you are not already, join our membership program by going to glow.fm/saladwithasideofries. This shows your support for this podcast, this community, and most importantly, it supports your health. You'll get this week's recipes for the balsamic glazed roasted cauliflower and blackened honey glazed salmon bites. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.